Hey everyone, welcome to the Uke Stuff channel. This is not a full review, but it's a quick look at this instrument. It is an Everjoys Soprano Ukulele. So let me just play it for you a little bit. I'm going to tune it up first, and then I'll talk a little bit about it. It is not holding tune yet. And I do expect this to go out of tune while I am playing it. Turning off the auto tuner there, the Joe Smart Tuner that I use at school. Here we go. Now, as I said, this instrument belongs to one of my students. They brought it in. It does come with a kit, and let's try to do as much of a review as I can on it. I don't need to bring it home because the setup is decent enough. I'll talk about that in just a minute. So as I go about these things, I usually talk about cost. These sell for $49. You can get one with multicolored strings for $39. It comes in a kit. The kit includes a very inexpensive light gig bag that you see with a lot of instruments like this. There's nothing really specifically wrong with it, although these can benefit from some extra padding. The value is pretty good for the money because, I mean, less than $50, you get a playable ukulele, so that's good. The build quality, I can't really see too much in there. It's a definite lower quality laminate. It does have traditional build with kerfing. I cannot see what supports are in there. It is a little bit of a thicker laminate as it goes, and it is you can actually see when you have a higher quality laminate. So as expected for a sub $50, and in some case sub $40 for the plain one with the colored strings on them, pretty much sort of what you would expect. I'm trying to see what the label says. It just says Everjoys and has a person playing the ukulele, sort of like old pin art sort of drawing of a person in cowboy boots and a cowboy hat playing ukulele. So the build quality is okay. Don't really have much else to say there about it. It's a painted ukulele. The appearance It's not unattractive, but what will happen with these painted ukuleles is, first of all, it's a matte paint, so you'll get fingerprints, but you'll also get chipping with just normal use, especially with that light gig bag. The availability, these are available right now from Amazon.com. The playability is actually pretty decent. The setup was really good on this. It is at about 0.5 millimeters at the first fret. It is about 2.65 at the 12th fret, which is where the body meets the neck there, and that makes it pretty good to play. The nut is a little more narrow, towards 34 millimeters, and I can't give you precise measurements. My tools are at home because I had no idea that I was going to be doing this review today, but since I have it for a few minutes, I thought I would go over that with you. So it does have a pretty thick sieve-shaped neck, as many import ukuleles, so that could be more tapered down there before it goes down to the body. And that does influence playability, as does the spacing of the strings, but it's definitely playable. The negative part is that there are no side position markers, and if you know my channel, if an ukulele does not have side position markers, that knocks it down in a total score, which I can still give it today. The sound quality is very laminate. And in fact, the further away you hold it from your body, the more tubby it gets. Just as I can't do a full internal view of what this instrument looks like, I'm also not set up right now to let you see what I'm hearing with Tonal Energy Tuner, but it's a very laminate sound. Now, is it good enough to start learning ukulele and playing on? Is it functional? Yes. Is it great? No. So the sound quality would be more towards the middle to the lower end, but that doesn't mean that it's awful. The volume is limited. It's not very loud, and the tone is darker and tubbier than you'd get with some other laminate ukuleles, and certainly other ukuleles that are not laminate. All right, now let's do the best I can with the specifications because it's limited with the tools that I have here at school. So this one is a soprano ukulele. It has a measured scale length of 13.75 inches from nut to saddle. It has 12 frets, which is pretty standard with 12 to the body. It does not have side position markers. It is a traditional double bout ukulele. Not sure what the wood is here. I'm gonna guess it's sort of like a basswood, some unknown laminate wood. The back and sides are of the same laminate. My guess again is a basswood. The fretboard, not sure what that material is. I'll look online and see if I can list it later with that. It does appear to have a grain pattern of some kind. It could be a reformulated or laminate wood there too, so I'll see if I can find that out. The bridge is a tie bar bridge with a plastic saddle that is not compensated, a plastic nut, a non-radius fretboard, and there are no sharp fret ends as well, which is really positive for such an inexpensive ukulele. It's a painted ukulele with a flat finish, so you're gonna see lots of fingerprints until you wipe them off. The overall length is 21.25 inches from nut to saddle, and it weighs 14.20 ounces, so it's very, very light. It has open geared, unbranded tuners that seem to work fine. The action at the first fret is around 0.5 millimeters. The action at the 12th fret is about 2.65 millimeters, somewhere between 2.5 and 2.75, which is what I can only measure with the tools that I have here. The nut width is somewhere around 34 millimeters. I can't give you an exact measurement there. And the space between strings at the first fret is close to 9 millimeters and then close to 28 millimeters from G to A. And then as far as I can tell, the depth of the neck of the third fret is about 22 millimeters. Again, I can't give you specifics with the tools that I have, but it is sort of a chunky C-shaped neck. So ultimately, in summary, what about this instrument? It's a very inexpensive soprano that's selling on Amazon. Certainly right now, this one is $49.99 with a kit. There are some things I would do for sure. One thing is I would change the strings. These original strings are not great, and I would do something else. So right off the bat, I would go to other strings, whether it's something like a Martin 600 or whether it's Aquila Supernalgats, whatever. I would go with something other than these strings. So do factor that into your cost. A pack of strings can be anywhere from $6 plus shipping and tax to beyond that. So do plan on different strings for the instrument. maybe a different case as well. Do expect to experience some chipping in the paint with the use of it. But other than that, it is a functional instrument that if you purchased, you could have somebody start on. The setup was good, so no complaints there. It is a more narrow nut, but chances are if you're buying this, it's for a student that probably has smaller hands anyway, so that's probably not a loss there either. So yeah, I think it's just fine as a starter ukulele. It wouldn't be my first choice, but you know, of the starter ukuleles I've seen, not terrible. Again, not a great sound, but absolutely functional. So what rating would I give it? Well, you're limited automatically on my channel to a maximum of three ukuleles out of 5 without the side position markers. Yes, you could put them on with a Sharpie or something and just replace them as they wear out. But I think a 2.5 with the sound is where I would be. Somewhere between a 2.5 and a 3. So I'm gonna lean more towards the 2.5. But again, it's totally functional. There are other ukuleles I would recommend before this, but if you decided to get it, I would definitely not argue with you. So thanks so much for joining for this very quick review. Again, hastily put together because this one does not need to go to my house where I have all my tools. It's set up well enough that I can send it right back to the student. It has no sharp fret ends. The setup is really good. It just needs different strings. Thanks so much for watching the channel. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.